Earlier in the week, I made a my top 10 favorite things about Scorched Earth video, and people seem to like it a little bit. So I thought, why don't we go ahead and make a sort of follow-up video to that? So today, I'm coming at you with my top 10 tips for Scorched Earth. So no more talking. Let's go! Coming in at number 10, don't sprint. Just don't sprint. It's really, really hot. And if you sprint, you're gonna run out of water and you're just gonna die. Number 9, build next to water. This should be your number one priority when you first get into the server. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna search for one of these water veins and you're gonna wanna build right in that spot. Water is perhaps the most valuable resource in Scorched Earth, and you can't survive without being right next to a water vein. Once you get to that water vein, you can go ahead and build a water well, and all your water problems are satisfied forever. Number 8, sort of as a follow-up to the last tip, number 9, when you're traveling through the desert and you gotta go sort of a distance, how do you survive? Well, keep your eyes out, because if you find camels, you can kill them, you can drink out of their hump, or just keep your eyes peeled for the water jug bugs. Walk up to them and just drink right out of their whatever that thing is. Number 7. Early on, you're going to want to make a hard push to get that new desert gear. This is going to offer you plenty of protection against the heat. Also, in terms of leveling, as you start to get more points and level up, make sure you go ahead and pump a lot of points into fortitude. Now, to get the desert gear, you're going to need to get silk. So where do you get silk? Well, you get it from moths, or you get it from these little white flower things you'll find on the ground. The increased fortitude plus wearing the desert gear should give you plenty of defense against the heat, so now you'll be able to freely run around out in the open, finally, without dying of dehydration. Number 6, the jerboa. So is the jerboa just a useless, cute little creature that you have on your shoulder, and I mean, it looks cool and you can give it cute little headgear and stuff? No, it actually has a practical purpose. I was a little bit surprised. I didn't know that. It does. It has an actual purpose. You're going to want a lot of these things. You're going to want to carry them with you, and you're going to want to have a lot in your base, because when you have a heat wave or any storm incoming, they'll have a little freak out panic attack and they'll warn you. And then you know you either got to get inside, or you got to get back to base, or you got to go hide in your tent. Now that was a pretty good segue into number 5. Make sure you always have a spare tent in your inventory. Make sure you always have a spare tent in your base as well, because when there's a crazy heat wave, you need to hide, and the best defense against that heat wave is the tent. Number 4, build an Adobe. Don't use stone. If you use stone, you're gonna die from the heat. Stop that. Instead, use Adobe. While Adobe may not be as strong as stone or metal, it does offer very, 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 very good protection against the heat, which you're gonna need. There's no getting around it. Scorched Earth is really hot, which I guess makes sense because the name Scorched Earth. So number one priority really in Scorched Earth to survive is weather resistance. Number 3, keep an eye out for electrical storms. These are no joke. During an electrical storm, all of your electronics are disabled, so you gotta be extra careful. If you see an electrical storm is coming, be on the ready, because if you have some guys who really, really, really want to raid you and you got turrets, well, you're not going to last very long. Coming in at number 2, I wanted to take a moment and just talk about some of the endgame resources that you can collect and where to get them and how to get them efficiently. First of all, let's talk about organic polymer. Polymer, you need it for everything. Now, the only place to get organic polymer is from the mantis. So you're going hunting, so find those mantises, whatever, get out your hatchet and start hacking away. You'll get the most organic polymer from using a metal hatchet. Second, oil. Oil. We always need oil. We need oil for everything. You wanna make grenades, you need oil. Where do you get oil? Well, if you look around, you'll find oil jug bugs. Just like the water jug bugs, walk up to them and collect the oil from whatever that thing is. Now, the most efficient way to get oil is to find an oil vein. It looks an awful lot like a water vein, only it's for oil. It's black, like oil. How easy. Go ahead and put an oil rig on there and then just let it sit and passively collect oil. It's wonderful. You don't have to do a thing. Don't lift a finger. Just collect oil passively. Awesome. Finally, number 1. how can we have a tips video without talking about the most coveted, awesome thing that everybody ever wants to get in Scorched Earth? The Wyvern. So if you want to get your hands on a Wyvern, you can't tame it, you gotta get an egg. To get an egg, go head over by the red obelisk over at coordinates 4718 and travel into the lair. Look along the walls and you will find nests. If you get lucky, one of these nests will be occupied by an egg. Grab that egg and run. Now, there's no need for me to go super in-depth here. If you want to know more about the Wyvern, go ahead and just check out my video, Everything You Need to Know About the Wyvern, and you'll know everything you need to know. Well, those are my 10 tips. Making this video, right towards the end, I sort of thought, you know what, I have a lot more tips I would have liked to share, but, you know, this is a top 10 list. This isn't no, like, 20 list, 25, 100 list. So, that's okay. Let me just run a couple things by you real quick. One, if you're new here, why don't you go ahead and take a look at the channel real quick. I have no doubt in my mind that if you look at some of the other videos here, you too will become a loyal citizen of the Shaft. Second, we started our own Scorched Earth server, and if you're looking for a place to play, come join us. We're the cool kids. You know, this is where the cool kids hang out. You want to be a cool kid? Come play with us, yo. Until next time, dear citizens.